I got a few clips here. Trouble in Paradise. So I was kind of alluding to this yesterday, but it appears that both Destiny and Sneako have been creating distance between themselves and Nick Fuentes for a multitude of reasons, but primarily they just want nothing to do with him. I think they're over him. I was saying this yesterday. I think that they're over him. I think, they did the Nick Fuentes arc. They extracted what they needed to from him, and I think that they're both prepared to discard him and move on with their lives. They're both still making content together. Nick, on the other hand, as you're going to see here, he's watching from outside. He's looking into the candy shop. He's looking at the Jawbreakers. He's looking at the M&Ms, and he's crying. He's bawling hysterically because it's all out of arm's reach. Can't get it. They won't let him in. There's a no Mexicans rule at the candy shop.
That's my feeling about it. People are saying Sneako is hanging out with an OnlyFans girl. It's so over. Call Sneako. I can't just call him. I don't think he wants to talk to me anymore because of his whole. He's getting a lot of heat for what we did, so I think he wants to. Take a break a little bit before. I talked to him the other day, but I get the impression that he doesn't want to go all in on doing what I do. Like he said he still wants to enjoy being a bot a little bit longer. I think that's
Wow, you hear this? He told Nick, "It's not you, Nick. It's me. It's not you, Nick. I promise. I really like you. I think you're a special guy. Okay, you really are one of a kind. It's not you. It's me." He said, "I want to be a bot for a little while longer." Really, Sneako wants to be a bot now? Since when? I was watching Sneako for about a week. I'm already sick of him. I actually don't really like his. I liked his content for a week, and then I got sick of it real fast because he is incredibly shallow, and he's definitely, you could apply the same argument that I made in favor of Andrew Tate to Sneako, where generally based on Red Pill, generally pushing people in the right direction, better than a Lasan, better than an L3 for sure. But I don't hate him. I think he is a force for good. I think he is a complete degenerate. I know that applies to Andrew Tate as well. But for some reason, Tate at least had some decorum to him, which might offend some of you even hearing that. But versus Sneako is a total coon brain. And Tate is too, but he's a coon brain with decorum. He's like a classy coon brain where he just says it differently, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I didn't lose my audience there.
Which is fine. That's his prerogative, but I'm not going to pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, you got time to be racist." Hey, you're not talking about 9/11 right now,
Yeah, so as you can see here, Sneako definitely just wants nothing to do with Nick at this point. And Nick he's coping, he's seething, he's trying to force a smile, but you can see that the optimism is totally gone at this point. The smile is fading.
See, what's he up to?
I disagree with you about every time we talk to each other, in a way, we're kind of promoting it. I'm sure you've...
Now he's stream sniping. And you know what's hilarious about this? He's stream sniping, and when he stream snipes, it's Sneako is talking to Destiny. So Sneako cannot have a friendship with Nick anymore because Nick is too volatile, he's too toxic, he's too whatever. But Destiny, on the other hand, he's still palling around with Destiny.
Made some new fans off of me, and I'm sure I've made some new fans off of you. But I mean, that's just how it goes. If you want to have a conversation with anybody in the world, and you got a public platform,
he's trying so hard not to cry. And like I said, he's outside the candy shop. He sees Sneako and Destiny on the inside. They're sharing a root beer float together. Or it's like that scene from Lady and the Tramp when they're eating the pasta. And Nick is wishing so badly that he was on the other side of Destiny and that string of spaghetti, but it's Sneako.
You're always going to be promoting something you don't like, but that's just kind of the deal that we make, living in society, right?
Okay, so do you think it's hypocritical for me to go on E-dates when I talk about how destructive prawn is and everything. I thought it'd be okay, and I thought.
I also have to comment on the actual conversation they're having. You're asking a literal bisexual cuckold for dating advice, and you're base and you're red pilled and you're an alpha? What is going on here, man? What is going on here? How does this make sense? Well, actually, Sneako is a literal cuckold too. And I'm not making that up. I've played the clip before. If you haven't seen it, I will provide you. It's still on YouTube. If you haven't seen that and you want to watch it, just type Sneako cuck on YouTube and you could hear it for yourself. It's real.
Eat 8.
So the only thing that makes you a sellout is if you compromise your values to get something.
I cannot listen to Destiny. I can't. I want to peel my skin off when Destiny's, especially, like, it's one thing if Destiny's having a conversation with left-wingers, but when I see Nick seeking counsel with Destiny, I see Sneako what the hell is going on here? Can somebody explain this to me? This should not be happening. This is the enemy. Hello? Like, this wasn't well-established fact? I have to tell people this? I made a post about it earlier because I listened to a clip and I was like, why are we acting like this is normal? Not us here, but the goipers. Why are they pretending this is normal? There's nothing normal about this. This guy is our enemy. He is the epitome of everything we stand against. I shouldn't have to say this. Destiny is the prime example of the kind of man responsible for the hatred perpetrated against whites all throughout our culture. His rhetoric over the years has legitimized and amplified the anti-white sentiment that we're fighting tooth and nail against every single day. To millions and millions of people, he has spread the anti-white mind virus. So everything that we fight against, we complain about, we are aggrieved over, Destiny is like the progenitor of it. One of them, the guy has massive influence. I hate to say it, but it's true. It's undeniable. That's why Nick is sucking him off. That's why Nick is bending over backwards for him. He's an enemy assassin and a threat to our people through and through. Don't tell me that you're pro-white, you're a pro-white advocate, that you're trying to preserve the white race when you are sucking off Destiny. You're not. You're not. And there isn't anybody, not a single person in America First that's willing to say this. Not a single, not one person. You know, as much as Beardson loves to go off and Snake Dry Alaska went off on Doty, totally didn't go off on Nick, went off on Doty. As much as these guys like to go off on everybody, like, when are they going to bring it to their master? How can they sit by and watch while Nick is entangled with the enemy? It's gross. I didn't think I'd ever have to say this, but never trust anyone who tries to convince you he's in any way our friend. And, you know, once again, to the hate watchers, I'm not the one telling you that Destiny is our friend. Destiny is not our friend is what I'm telling you. And what is your response? Your response is RPG bad. No, me not bad. Me good. Me good. He bad. How do people not get this? And if you disagree with me, you're in a cult. Confirmed. There's no question about it. You are in a cult. It's the only reason why you disagree with me. Because my reasoning is sound. You agree with my reasoning. Otherwise, these bastards, man. These bastards.
I mean, like, if you're being pretty honest about what you believe in, and the whole time, then, I mean, I wouldn't say it's hypocritical. But if, like, both girls came on and, like, oh, we do OnlyFans, you're like, oh, yeah, that's so cool, actually.
Did I say that? No, the whole time.
He's so bad faith, Destiny. He's bad faith, straw man, appeal to authority, straw man.
If you did, then that would be, like, hypocritical.
And they know I didn't, and they were still spamming L, and they're still like, whoa, this is...
All right, I don't realize. Okay. Seriously? The chat is talking. Who cares? No offense, but honestly, who cares? I'm gonna text him. I'm gonna text him happy birthday because it's his birthday.
Wow. Wow. Remember before when I mentioned how pathetic this was going to get? So first he begins with the stream snipe, and now he's so jealous that these two people who were formerly his real good friends and now want nothing to do with them, you know, they're having a friendly one-on-one. So now what does he do? He leaps for the cell phone and he's going to intervene. He's going to send a text. Getting secondhand embarrassment here. This is not easy to watch.
That's my in. I'm gonna text him happy birthday. How about that? How's that for a move? Happy birthday.
Holy shit. He stopped his show to do this. He stopped his show. Oh my gosh. Why?
Happy birthday, King.
Hey, remember me? Remember when we got ice cream together? Oh, man. Yes, that was the retard triangle.
Sunglass emoji.
He's sending emojis, too. He's sending hearts.
Muscle emoji.
He never uses the muscle emoji. He never uses emojis, period, I don't think. Look at this. Look at this. He's still going. This is not a simple happy birthday. He appears to be writing a novel of sorts.
Boom. Text sent. All right, now let's keep doing the show. All right, I texted him happy birthday. All right. Let's see. Where was I?
There you go. So that's where it began. Boom. Boom. I sent the text message. Maybe now he'll remember that I exist. Boom. AF is inevitable.
That's true.
Justin sent $3. Destiny doesn't care about the mass reporting. He didn't want to get mollywopped in the JFK debate. Holla.
Holla! That's...
Yeah, so apparently they were supposed to do a debate on JFK, and Destiny, who's trying to distance himself from Nick, said that he didn't want to do it because apparently he was afraid that he'd get mass reported, because apparently having debates over the assassination of JFK are against terms of service.
So true, Justin. I'm glad you finally...
But also, that's obviously bullshit, because if you were afraid of TOS, then you would never have had Nick on your show in the first place, right? You would have never have had this prolific neo-Nazi on your show in the first place. And I still don't know how Nick is allowed on Destiny or Sneako show when he's banned from YouTube. That's still something I haven't figured out.
Said it. That he totally was blowing it out of proportion for that reason. I think he wanted a reason to disengage. He wanted a way to cool off any favorable sentiment towards me on the internet or with Sneako. So he made up this story. And it's perfectly convenient. Because Sneako's talking about getting on Cozy. Sneako just got banned and he's getting some heat.
Maybe it's the video that we sent Destiny and MrGirl. The video showing Nick's true views on deplatforming. Maybe Destiny saw that video, realized that he was dealing with a chronic serial liar, and said, you know what, this guy's just bad news. This guy's a bullshit artist. I'm just gonna tell him, let's see, TOS, yeah. That'll work.
And Destiny's getting some heat. And so what better way to cool everything, cool off all these relationships by saying, Nick got my friend banned and you're not principled. It's like, I didn't get your friend banned.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Your friend got banned because he broke the rules.
True. That is true, definitely. And there's no love lost for MrGirl. But let's not play dumb here. You did get him banned. Okay, so what was it? 3 videos from years ago were reported suddenly, and it just so happened to coincide with your beef with MrGirl. So which community of people suddenly out of the blue came out of the woodwork to ban the... Obviously, the Goipers did this.
And it so happened that some other person reported him.
Oh.
who's on my site. You know who else is on my site?
Who? Oh, big tech. Oh, big tech he needs. Oh, big tech. Yeah, somewhat. And if you thought that was bad faith.
You are. You know, Destiny is on. And it so happened that some other person reported him. Who's on my site. You know who else is on my site? You are. You know, Destiny is on my site.
Well, it's a really good argument. Oh, that was a really powerful argument.
Flamenco's on. There's a lot of people on my site.
Destiny has never streamed on Cozy. Flamenco has not streamed on Cozy in months now.
Free speech site. There are people
Free speech site.
on my site that come on here to say that I'm a Fed or a shill or a Jew or all kinds of crazy things.
Is that a reference to me? Is that a reference to me? I think it is, because who else is he talking about there?
So for him to...
Oh, and then what happened to that guy? That guy that came on your side and told everybody that you're, you know, that exposed the grift, exposed the scam, the lies. What happened to that guy 2 days later? Was his entire family doxxed by any chance?
That was like just the perfect opportunity for him to blow that out of proportion and say, oh, Nick got my friend banned. He's not so free speech after all. Sneako, you gotta... So I think that was just a tactic.
There you go. There you go. So actually, Destiny has solid reason to want to break off the relationship here. What's that reason? It's because he is quickly beginning to realize that Nick is a fundamentally dishonest person. And you could see it right here. Don't feign ignorance. Don't pretend you had nothing to do with it. Everything that these people on Cozy do, they do with your permission or your tacit permission. Big Tech did what he did with your tacit permission. And he received your tacit permission when he heard you yourself say that you were in favor of deplatforming. That is when you gave every AF General, every Cozy streamer, every Goiper, you gave them tacit permission to deplatform. So Big Tech, when he said what he said on that stream, he thought that he was preaching to the choir. He thought he was pandering. Well, he was pandering. But unfortunately, it blew up in his face because, as it turns out, the narrative changed and he was slow on the uptake and they had to feed him to the wolves as punishment. Now he's saying, oh, we have nothing to do with the banning of MrGirl. Yes, you do. Own it. Own it. Don't you like when people do fucked up shit and then they own it and then they double down on it? That's your defense for Gavin McInnes, which we'll get to. This is your problem. This is why you're hemorrhaging support. This is why the movement is collapsing. Because you could only lie to people so much before they say, you know what, I'm out of here. I can't. There's, different people have different tolerance levels for deceit and manipulation. And, some people, it takes longer than others, but this cannot go on forever. This is why America First is not inevitable, and why you're losing, and why the A-logs are winning, and why they're taking drastic action against the A-logs. If they were winning, they'd be so busy, they'd be so distracted with actual meaningful work, they wouldn't even know the A-logs existed. Think about the fact that these people regularly are tuned in to the A-log shows. How are they winning if that's the case? They should be so focused and distracted by the mission that who are the A-log? What's an A-log?
And also, we had this JFK debate scheduled on Tuesday, and he just silently bowed out of it. I texted him about it like 5 times. He just ignored me. And then I asked him about it on the stream, and he said, I don't know. I'll let you know. It's like it's tomorrow, dude. You're just backing out. We scheduled it, and he was so eager. Do you remember we were on the stream with Sneako? He's like, okay, I'll debate JFK. When do you want to debate it? When do you want to schedule it? Well, we scheduled it, and then when the day came around, he was like, never mind. Well, because your friend reported someone. Really? So, I thought that was just I thought that was dishonest.
Oh, you thought that was dishonest, did you? Oh, you have an issue with dishonesty now? Oh, that's rich. That's rich.
Mr. Linen sent $3. Sneako holding massive L's today. Outed as a cuck. Chat blowing him out for simping tonight on stream. This nigga needs to be woken up on the woman question pad.
Okay, so Sneako's a cuck. Sneako is simping. And we know how Nick feels about both of these things, typically. Let's hear what Nick has to say about them now.
I don't know the lore on that. I gotta...
Once again, he doesn't know the lore, just like with Ethan Ralph. Gunt? What's this gunt word that people are using? It took him 5 months to figure out what gunt meant. And now, huh? What? Sneako's a... No, I don't know the lore.
Consult Michael Alberto or something, because I don't know the background. I'm not really following all that E-drama.
We need the laughter. Need the laughter. So funny, had to press it twice. And let's do not following the E-drama. Literally fake news. Fake news. Tuned in every single night to the Jaden program. He will not go live until Jaden ends his stream.
Johnny Bravo sent $3. Do you believe that Destiny is genuinely weaponizing the ban of MrGirl to burn your bridge with people like Sneako? If so, do you think it'll work?
I think he's trying, but I guess we'll see. We'll see.
And this is why it is so important to show to Destiny that Nick is behind the banning of MrGirl, because you can see that their relationship at this moment is hinging on whether or not that's true. And I definitely think the clip we sent him may have had influence